We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, Love, Woman, and Disciplehood. A question was asked. It is a continuation how we can change the conditionings of the mind. We have to understand something about the mind. This is a matchbox. This is an object. The object is rotating, but the mind is stationary. You are looking at it. This surface comes in front of you, then it moves, another comes in, then it goes on moving 360 degrees. The same object is moving 360 degrees. You see this, you see that. On the contrary, there is other way. You are having this right here, and then you are looking this way, that way, and then your perspective of looking at it, tangent changes. One way is this: you are watching a television show. A particular scene appears on the screen. It stays there for 10 seconds. Does it give you time to introspect on that particular scene? No. Another thing, you watch, you are in the morning, you open your Facebook page. So whatever, the Facebook is very smart. What you liking is that keeps on surfacing, and a particular post appears in front of you. It remains there for not more than 10 to 15 seconds, and then another one comes in. So you do not have the time to read it completely, because you are not interested in reading it. First, reading is the first criteria. Then the second comes understanding. Third, looking at it from different perspective, different tangent. So you like it, and then you move on to the other post. Now it happens there are people who look at the post on my timeline, some look at in the group. So the same person is looking at the same post, liking it on my Facebook page, then goes on to Nisbate Naqshbandi and likes that same post on that, and then does it on the other. The same thing we do with ayats of Holy Quran or Bhagavad Gita. We keep on looking at the verses. We do not pause at one point, change our tangent. The object keeps on moving. The verses of Bhagavad Gita keeps on coming in front of you like a screen, but you have no time to look at it. The other is the mind is stationary, is not moving. Your understanding is not changing. You are simply, the object is moving in 360-degree angle, and you are looking at it. The other is, another example I'll take. There is, you have gone to a particular place. I recall, that's a beautiful example. When I visited Washington, we went to a place where there is said that was a river and bridge and all that there. So we stood on the bridge at one point. The scene is not moving. We are standing at one point. What is moving? My vision is moving 360-degree angle. I see the same scene in different positions, different angles. Then you are going deeper into it. This is diving. When the object is moving, you are remaining stationary. This is swimming. There are 112 techniques in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. As a painkiller, as an antibiotic, there are many remedies. Do you take all the antibiotics? You have chosen one that is suitable to cure you at this particular point in time. You use it. And if any painkiller is needed, doctor prescribes you one particular painkiller. You do not get confused that there are so many antibiotics, different potencies. You simply choose the one that has been prescribed to you. If that does not work, doctor changes the prescription and gives you another medicine. In the same way, it is said from the very beginning that choose one technique like a medicine prescribed to you. I can suggest you, once I can enter you in your innerness, then the doctor examines it. Then when you go to the pharmacy, over-the-counter medicines, you ask the person there which of this is the best. So he does not have an understanding of that like that of a doctor. His understanding is based on the number of persons buying a particular medicine, whether it is antacid or cough drop. So which one sells the most? The person at the OTC counter will recommend you this is the best. Does he know about it? These are the people who do not know anything. They based on its performance and its sale statistics, sale data, they tell you. This is the status of our so-called priests. They are like the salesperson is standing over the OTC counter, selling you the medicines. So in order to change, the mind is looking at the thing from one angle. If you have a Hindu angle, you will look at everything from that angle. Your angle or point of view, point of looking at this particular thing will not change. You have to look an object, whatever you are looking, in its true perspective. Do not give it your complexion. Do not give your own shade. Look at it in its purity, but the mind does not do. This is identity. We go to the restaurant. Are we ready to try anything new? The mind goes only in the known. This applies in every field. You are never ready to try out anything new. I recall in 2016, it was my niece's wedding in Florida. So when I reached, my sister told me to take care of the kitchen, and she will do other things. So on different marriage occasions or ceremonies, different foods were cooked. So as usual, my expertise was in East Indian or Hakka, and there were some Trinidadian friends who cooked the Trinidadian. There were two girls. I heard the conversation between them. They were born American, but their DNA was Trinidadian. So in the homes, they are eating the Trini food because that is what is cooked. In a particular Indian home, the Indian dishes are cooked. Rarely you may try some other items. So I heard the conversation, "What are you going to eat, girl?" She said, I am not trusting that Indian food. I am eating my Trini, the dishes. This is the nature of the mind. When you go to the restaurant, waiter comes to you and tells you the different dishes. Are you ready to try any new dish? No, mind only goes in that it knows. This applies to everything. When it comes to transformation, when it comes to certain things, we only want to live with that which is known. And in order to break the inhibitions, you have to move from the known to the unknown. This dish you have never tried. So you do not want to risk your energies, you do not want to risk your money, not knowing whether you will like it or not. There is a particular South Indian dish called dosa. It is a gluten-free crepe made with a particular mixture. When for the first time, maybe when I was in India, so for the first time in my hometown, this restaurant started serving this. I was carried by a friend. He said, "We are going to try dosa." I don't know what dosa means, what dosa is like. It is unknown to me. Now at that time, I said, "Okay, we can try it since you are eating it. So, and you are telling me it is very good, so I take your word and eat it." First instance, it was new, unfamiliar taste. So you eat as if you are eating a medicine. Then, second time, you develop a liking towards it. Third time, then for 10 years or plus more than that, every evening for dinner I ate dosa. So you have to move in order to break the inhibitions from the known to the unknown. This does not mean, when I said breaking the inhibitions, I am taking these examples How can you break your inhibitions and move from known to the unknown? Now, inhibitions are there in you when it is coming to sex, coming to the religion. All these things, you have to start breaking those inhibitions, moving from known to the unknown slowly and slowly. And then you are in a horizon, in an atmosphere, in a space where you are always ready for unknown. And remember, God is unknown and unknowable. The more you try to know, the more you find it difficult to know. So mind considers love a problem. Love is the blossoming of the inner, but mind considers love a problem. Considers love as the bush of thorns. As a result, everyone tries to avoid love. Such is the nature of the ordinary love. When ordinary love keeps you overwhelmed, what to talk of the love divine? When by the time thought arises in you, because the problems that you have faced in love, you want to escape from love. This simply means the time to escape has passed. Now there is no way to escape. By the time understanding comes that love has been the bondage and the thought comes to escape, time has passed. You cannot escape. Love does not know time or gap or distance. In moments of love, both time and distance vanish. Also, love has nothing to do with physical closeness or physical intimacy. It has to do, the journey begins with psychological intimacy. And then you can go far away from the love and forget love. Indeed, love's closeness is concerned with innerness or soul. Therefore, there is no way to escape from love. Neither by sitting close, love enhances, nor diminishes in any way by going away. Introspect. Your master is not there near you. Maybe he is not alive. Has your love for him diminished in any way? It enhances with the distances. You are not related to me physically. So too I am not related to you physically. Connected is a better word. This connection between you and me is of the beyond. Once this inner connection is there, even death cannot take away. Can the passing away of the master takes away your love for your master? Beyond time and space, soul recognizes the answering soul. Beyond time and space, soul recognizes the answering soul. Love comes like a message from the unknown, immortal light, ablaze upon creation's quivering edge. Love comes like a message from the unknown, immortal light, ablaze upon creation's quivering edge. Then dawns like an aura of magnificent hues. Then dawn creates an aura of magnificent hues. With love dawned, mind moves in a many-imaged past. You move into the memories. Somewhere deep within, when love dawned, mind moves in a many-aged past that lived again and saw its end approach. Dying, it lived imperiously in the bosom. Love brings down power out of eternity to make life its new, undying base. Love surges like a wave from unfathomable depths and leaps to earth from far forgotten heights, but kept its infinite nature. Its nature is infinite, unknown and unknowable, that it maintains. Remember, on the dumb bosom of this oblivious globe, although as unknown beings we seem to meet, on the dumb bosom of this oblivious globe, although as unknown beings we seem to meet, our lives are not aliens nor as strangers join, moved to each other by a causeless force. Moved to each other by a causeless force, the soul can recognize the answering soul. The soul can recognize the answering soul across dividing time and on life's roads. Absorbed, rapt traveler, turning it recovers familiar splendors in an unknown face. Absorbed, rapt traveler, turning it recovers familiar splendors in an unknown face, and touched by the warming fingers of swift love, it thrills again to an immortal joy. This each one of you feel deep within you and touch mortal joy, wearing a mortal body for delight. Each love wears a mortal body for delight. Wearing a mortal body for delight, there is a power within that knows beyond our knowings. Although we are meeting as strangers, but deep within there comes an understanding that I know it. I know this person for long. We are greater than our thoughts, and sometimes earth unveils this vision here. To live, to love are the signs of infinite things. Love is glory from eternity's spheres, abased, disfigured, mocked by baser mites. Love has been abased, disfigured, and mocked by baser mites that seal his name and shape and ecstasy. This is the nature of love. Love is still the Godhead by which all can change. A mystery wakes in our inconscient being. A bliss is born that can remake, reshape our lives. Love dwells in us like an unopened flower. Love dwells in us like an unopened flower, waiting the rapid movement of the soul. Love dwells in us like an unopened flower, waiting a rapid moment of soul in many hearts and minds and living forms. Heart lingers for a sign that it can know, and when love dawns, wakes blindly to a voice, a look, a touch and meaning of a face. Once this spark of love has kindled in your heart, it may remain dormant and then at the right moment becomes a raging fire. Once this spark of love is kindled in your heart, it may remain dormant and then at the right moment becomes a raging fire. Therefore, instead of going away from love, start gravitating towards it. Come so close that all duality vanish. Come so close that all duality vanish. The moment such closeness comes within, through anyone, such awareness will become a window to envision love as the synonym of God. Therefore, instead of going away from love when the problems arise, start gravitating towards it. Come so close that all dualities vanish. The moment such closeness comes within through anyone, such awareness will become a window to envision love as the synonym of God. The third continuation, the woman and disciplehood. Basically, man and woman are different biologically and psychologically. This does not mean there is a hierarchy. You look at the battery that is there in your car, the two terminals, the positive and negative, they are at the same level. There is no hierarchy. This does not mean the positive pole is more important or the negative pole is more important. Both are equally important for this togetherness. It is both are same at the same level, but at the same time they are opposite to one another. No pole is higher than the other. Both are equal, but they are opposite poles. Such is the nature of man and woman. They are quite opposite to each other. This oppositeness is important. When these two opposites merge into one another, unite, life comes in, illumination happens. When the opposites meet, then when the north and the south pole connect to one another through the magnetic field, it is created. When the two poles interact with one another, a new life comes in as illumination. When the two opposites, male and female, unite together, a new life comes in. The life force begins to flow. They are opposites. That's why there is an attraction, tremendous attraction. They are opposite to each other. That's why there is love blossoms between them. There is agony as well. When there is a love, because there is attraction, there is agony because they are opposite to one another. There can never be a compromise or same opinion between man and a woman. No wife will agree with you 100%. No husband will agree with you 100%. There can never be a point of meeting together. Because of their opposite nature, there is a tremendous attraction and there is repulsion as well. At times there is repulsion, at times there is attraction. This is the beauty of this male-female relation. Man is incomplete without the woman. Woman is incomplete without the man. Man wants to attain to totality, wants to be complete, total, and that can happen only with the opposite. Just as the positive pole of this battery has to merge with the negative pole of this battery, not with the other. So a man has to merge with the woman, woman has to merge with the man for totality. Not that the man has to merge with a female elephant or vice versa. If woman wants to be total on its own, the totality is difficult to attain. And this outer union between man and a woman is the beginning of the journey inward. Meditation is the journey of this union between male and female within. The outward union between man and a woman is the beginning of the inner journey. As long as your innerness does not feel satiated, your search for the man and the search for the woman remains incomplete. You keep on searching for man. A woman keeps on searching for man. This man, oh no, abandoned. This one, no. Then a stage comes, yes, this is the man that I have longed for so long. With this, I attain to something that I have never experienced in my life. With him, I am complete. All search of the lives is finished. If the outer union between man and a woman does not lead to the inner journey, the outer search continues. The one through who we want to attain to totality is opposite. And when the opposites meet, illumination happens. There is tension. One moment they are together, next moment they are away. Go away and then come close. This going away and coming together becomes the way. Because of that, there can be no fixed relation between man and a woman. No permanent relation is established between the two. This is not possible. And all relations in this life are the outcome of the union of the opposites. As a result, they remain unstable. The entire world that you see around is like a man and a woman, male-female relation, unstable. Now is this, next moment something else. One moment before you were happy, next moment the happiness is gone, sadness has engulfed you. One moment this, next moment this. So here what it is needed, a conscious effort and awareness. First understanding, then awareness comes in. The understanding the nature of the male-female relation, the understanding of the various sutras of the scripture that you belong, the understanding of the various dishes. Then out of awareness you choose. The choice is yours to be happy or not happy. Circumstances and situations will keep on surfacing like a litmus test for you. In this particular circumstance and situation, you can be happy or unhappy. That choice is yours. One moment before where there was love, next moment there is a hate. This is natural. There is no way to change it. This continues until your inner journey begins. The moment your inner journey begins, this continues. This duality continues. One moment happiness, next moment sorrow. Next moment good, and then bad. This duality continues. You see the sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, they are myriad. Which one to choose, this one or that one? There are so many antibiotics, which one to choose? There are so many painkillers, which one do you choose? You have to choose one. Only that one that you choose will help you in your pain. The only one antibiotic that you choose will help you within your physiology. In the same way, instead of getting confused with the sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra or Bhagavad Gita or Holy Quran or anything, you have to choose one. Use it as a therapy for 7 days. Osho has mentioned that use it for 3 months. And after 3 months, it will do something to you. And then maybe the stage comes, then you have to use this next stage. So this duality of the antibiotics that you see in a pharmacy, this duality of painkillers, analgesics that you see, because painkiller is the common word, it's used in common day-to-day language, but technically it is analgesic. So there is a plethora of analgesics. Out of that, you have to choose the best that you have. So out of duality, out of multiple variety, you have to choose one. Who can choose? Based on your experience, you can. Or when you go in the company of the physician, an intimacy is established, you without any hesitation discuss your problems with the physician, and he listens to you, does the test, and then prescribes a particular remedy for you, and you are given a prescription for a certain period of time, so that your process of healing begins. You have to continue using these medicines until your process of healing begins. During the time when you are going through this treatment, you keep your prescription intact. You keep the bottles of the medicines, but after you are healed, do you keep the bottles of the medicine, the prescription, and frame it and put it on the wall as a sacred item? No, you do not. Someone asked me, oh, so you must be knowing all the verses of Bhagavad Gita. Do you remember? Do you know by heart? I said, no, I have one person who knows all the sutras of Bhagavad Gita by heart. Who is that? My parrot. I do not know any verse. Yes, at a time I needed It was like a medicine. When I needed the medicine to cure myself of this particular symptom, ailment, I used this as a medicine. Now I am cured, I don't need it. It is discarded. I don't need to keep the scriptures carrying with me like a burden. Just as you do not carry the prescription, do not carry the bottles wherever you go, but you carry your scriptures wherever you go. A scripture is a prescription for your inner treatment. You are in duality, you are in a state of conflict, and for that you need a treatment. So it is like the medicine which, and you do not study. When you go to the doctor, you do not look at the identity of the doctor. Is he following the Islamic tradition, or he is following Hindu tradition or Christian tradition? It is a question of life and death. The moment your inner search becomes the question of life and death, then you will not bother about this is a Hindu scripture or Christian scripture or a Sufi path or what path is that. You want to live, you want to lead a healthy life. And then when you are going to buy the medicines, you do not ask if this medicine is halal or it is made in a Islamic way or a Hindu way or a Christian way, because it is a question of survival. The moment religion becomes a question of survival, inner journey begins. And this duality will continue unless and until the inner journey begins. The first thing that you have to remember, that man and women, they are totally opposite, different from one another. Their qualities are separate from one another. Their way of thinking is different. If this difference is at the physical level, at the psychological level, if we understand this physical difference, then you will know because of this physical difference, the inner difference will also be there. Whatever is the difference at the physical level, in the same way there is inner difference. Man is aggressive, woman is not aggressive by nature. Man is active, woman is inactive. Man loves, women accepts love. At the physical level, at the biological level as well, man gives the spermatozoa, women accepts it. There too, the man is the giver, woman is the receiver. In love, man makes the first initiative, woman responds to it. No woman, very rarely a woman will go and tell the person that I love you. She waits for the man to tell her. Her invitation is silent, very tacit, inactive. Man has to make the first initiative. He has to be aggressive. He has to make a request that I love you. And then it is for the woman to accept that invitation or not. But she will not make the first request. The woman who makes the request to a man that I am in love with you, that man will not be inclined to that woman. Because in that, by being aggressive, the woman is acting like a man. The femininity is very important, not the aggressiveness. For this inner nature of the man and a woman, in China, in Taoism, In Tao, two words are used, anima and animus. In Tantra, the two words are used, Shiva and Shakti, the male energy and the feminine energy. Yin is feminine, Shakti is feminine, Shiva is masculine, the consciousness. This is symbolized in the Shiva symbol of Shivling. Woman is like the valley, man is the peak. Valley and peak stay together although they are separate. Woman is the one that bears. She carries the womb. Man cannot carry the womb. The connection, the man's role in a birth is only of a moment when spermatozoa enters the female and his role is finished. The connection between the female and the child is much deeper. Child grows within her. It is supported by the blood, the bones, flesh, and everything of the child comes out of the mother. That is why the connection between the mother and child, that closeness is much deeper, and that does not exist between father and the child. It does not exist that way. So the mother has to be receptive. She bears the womb. I am saying this because her innerness is of that nature also. What this has to do with spirituality? What this talk of the male-female relation, the man being only, role is only of a moment, woman carries. This is what this has to do with spirituality. A disciple is feminine, a woman-like. When the master looks at it, a moment that continues to develop within the womb of the disciple, the femininity, and women is that femininity is the quality of the disciple. No masculinity can be compared to the femininity of a disciple. Femininity means surrender. That capability of surrender is there in a man, in a woman, not in a man. Man is restless. She accepts, the femininity accepts with totality, with total feeling. Accepts. No one accepts it. Masculinity, the ego comes in and it does not accept the totality of the master. That's why the master-disciple relationship is that of a male and female. Master is masculine and female is the feminine nature. If the disciple is a man, he has to develop the feminine nature in him. The feminine nature means receptivity, total acceptance, surrender. And when this begins to happen, then the master grows within and then surfaces as the growth from the disciple itself. The transformation happens when the seed that is planted by the master in the womb of the disciple blossoms, grows and blossoms, and attains to fruition, brings myriad flowers, spreads its beauty and fragrance, and then becomes the fruit. This is the journey from the outer to the inner. And that is important. So the question that was how to move from swimming to diving, when I said sex is oceanic, love is oceanic, and life is oceanic. You have to move from the multiple duality to oneness. You can experiment. You watch when you are looking at the menu card in a restaurant. There are so many dishes. You can start from there because that level is much easier for you. So you have asked the one who has accustomed going to the restaurant, you choose the items. You choose the items. So the one who knows that restaurant better, who understands this, who accustomed going there, he takes the guest and chooses the going. I have taken much longer time to explain the sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. In between I pause to explain many other things. It's not like just you start the commentary and within the 3-4 months the commentary of the 112 sutras is finished. It is not the way it's supposed to be. So choose one technique. There are people who come, a new customer comes to our store and asks me which of the snack is better. I said all are very good. He said which one you will choose if you have to choose. I said what I will do, I'll tell you a simple technique. I will stand up by the shelf which carries the different snacks, close my eyes and put the hand, and whichever one comes to my hand, that is what my innerness needs it at that moment. If I cannot choose, I find myself confused in selecting this one to choose or that one choose, then I will close my eyes and put my hand, and whichever comes, that is what my innerness needs. I connect to my innerness. At the moment, which one you want, let the hand choose that. So at this moment, which one of the sutra is needed for you, you choose it. Because you are the master, you are the physician of your innerness. You can do that. I ask what you want today. You want this session, what you want today. So based on, yes, today I want this. Next day, I'll go into this. So that is how the inner journey begins. So if there is any more question arises out of this talk, you can send me a message and I will try to give further explanations on that. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.